If you're somebody that's out here and you have this negative viewpoint on failure itself, I want you to take the time to completely change your perspective and look at it this way. When you failed, mentally you put yourself in a distressed place. It doesn't sit right with you, probably, this idea of failing or not accomplishing the things that you may set out to accomplish. But on the other hand, failure is what you need to go through in order to reach new high points in your life. Failure is what you need to go through in order to see things from a different perspective. Because how could you ever possibly be a winner if you've never been a loser? How could you possibly ever know what it feels like to go through trial and error if you never experienced this form of failure? That's why, me personally, I feel like failure does way more to you than winning in general. Because when you win, you're at the top. You're not thinking of the things that you need to work on. You're not thinking of the ways that you can get better and improve so that you can get to where you want to get, because you're already there. But when you fail, you understand that, man, I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. I obviously didn't get the results that I wanted to get. So I got to make these necessary adjustments so that I can win next time. Once you learn how to shift your mentality, your perspective on the whole idea of failure, you realize that not only are you more comfortable being in a position where you have to make necessary adjustments to get the results that you want, but you accept that if things don't go your way, you know that this isn't going to break you down. You know that you're not going to allow this to stop you from pursuing the things that you want to pursue. Anything that you do in your life, you're going to have to put yourself in a headspace to see things from both sides, the winning side and the losing side. Things may go good at first, but I promise you, no matter what it is, you're going to experience some form of drought, some form of decline in whatever business that you choose to do. But this decline or this drought cannot stop you from continuing and pushing forward with your vision. You got to be able to see these forms of failure. You got to be able to see these forms of droughts as an opportunity to elevate way further than what you've ever been. Truly understanding that failure doesn't only affect you, it affects those around you. Because when you take the time to start something, and let's say you fail or you didn't get the results that you want, the people around you can learn from your mistakes. This is exactly why we speak to older people and we go to them for wisdom on the things that they may have went through, whether it was relationships or whatever the case may have been. We go to older people for wisdom, right? And they can literally tell us and guide us through the mistakes that they may have made while they were younger so that we don't have to make the same mistakes. Being able to pass off this knowledge to other people because you've went through it firsthand and you've experienced it will save so many people a lot of time. You just have to be open and willing to accept things for what they are and move on accordingly. But a lot of people get put in this position where they may fail and they get discouraged and they don't want to continue because the feeling of failure is embarrassing, or they're too worried about what everybody has to say. But I'm here to let you know right now that people's opinions are always going to be there. It doesn't matter if you're at a point where you're starting something or you're super successful. And really, when the success comes, the opinions will be worse. So you're going to have to learn how to persist through this feeling of failure and discouragement that comes with everybody expressing how they feel about what you have going on. You need to focus on the end goal to help you escape that feeling of failure. When you see your vision clear as day, when you understand where you're headed and what direction you want to go in, it doesn't matter what's going to happen along that road, because you see the end goal and you know that as long as you continue to persist and get through those hard times, then it's going to be exactly how you want it to be at the end. Truly taking the time to stay locked in on a mission, taking the time to stay locked in on where you want to end up. Because there's so many things that's going to happen along the journey. You may fall, you may get bruises, you may bump your head, but these are all things that are going to build courage. These are all things that are going to help build you up so that you can continue to push forward and keep going. And the more that you go through, the more that you know you're capable of overcoming hardships, which means in a sense that there is nothing that could break you down because you didn't seen it all. You done went through all the hardships. You done lost people. You done lost friends. So with that being said, the only thing left for you to do is keep going. The only thing left for you to do is continue to push yourself to get to that next level. But failure should never be something that discourages you. Failure should never be something that puts you in a headspace to where you feel like you want to quit. If you quit something, let it be because you're not passionate about it. If you stop doing something with your time, let it be because you lost the drive and you lost the ambition to move forward with it. But don't fail, don't start something and not get the result that you want and just decide to quit. Make the necessary adjustments, change something up so that you could put the pieces together to get to where you want. But one thing about failure that nobody speaks about is the fact that once you allow yourself to get comfortable failing, or you're okay with the idea of failing, then this will transcend into the rest of your life. You should never be okay, you should never be content with failing. You should never put your heart and your time and your energy into something and not get the result that you want and just be like, okay, and accept failure. Accept it if it's something that you don't want to do anymore, like I said, but you shouldn't take that form of failure as something and allow it to knock you off course. Use it as motivation to continue to keep going. Use it as a driving force behind why you do what you do, because you didn't see what the bad sides look like. Now the only thing left for you is to experience the good times, truly understanding that failing is what makes you human. When you take the time to invest your energy into something and you don't get the result that you want, failing is what makes you you. Failing is what's going to build up your character and allow you to get to that point that you want to get in your life. If you don't allow yourself to go through failures, if you don't allow yourself to go through hard times, then you will never know what the other side of success feels like. Because like I said before, it is not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have to feel something. You're going to have to feel pain. You're going to have to feel hardships no matter who you are. But one thing that I know for sure is the fact that you will only make it as far as the failures that you're willing to overcome. And the key word in this is willing, because you can overcome anything that you set your mind to. All it boils down to is if you're willing. All it boils down to is if you have the courage and the mindset in order to persist through whatever it is that you need to persist through. I'm human, you're human, we're all gonna go through things. The only thing that may separate us is the fact that I tell myself that I'm not gonna quit. I tell myself that it doesn't matter what I go through. If it's something that I want, then I need to find ways to get through the hardships. I need to find ways to continue to put myself in the right headspace so that I can get the result that I want. And you have to do the exact same thing when it comes to your life. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.